War had a way of turning victories into ashes. Sergeant Marcus Hale had survived 3 planetary campaigns against the Kraith swarm, alien invaders who left nothing but scorched earth in their wake. Now, standing beneath the crystalline spires of Valen Prime, the capital of the frail but proud Tyleri species, he was being honored as a hero. The banners fluttered in the alien wind, their colors shimmering like liquid glass. Human and Tyleri soldiers lined the Grand Plaza, cheering the man who had led the charge that destroyed the Kraith's final brood nest. But Marcus felt no joy. He thought only of the comrades he had lost. Honor and medals couldn't replace them. When the Tyleri High Regent herself stepped forward, carrying a gift in her delicate hands, he stiffened. The reward had been kept a secret, whispered about in hushed tones among the ranks. Marcus braced for some ceremonial weapon or relic. Instead, the regent revealed a figure no taller than Marcus's forearm, a living being. The tiny alien woman bowed with surprising grace. Her luminous blue skin glowed faintly, and her silken hair cascaded like strands of light. She was clad in ceremonial robes embroidered with star-like threads. Her eyes, large, violet, and unblinking, met Marcus's with an expression he could not read. "This is Lyriel of the Ilari," the regent declared. "The last of her kind, a being of ancient wisdom and delicate power. Our laws decree she shall be gifted to the champion who saved our world." A murmur rippled through the crowd. The Tyleri viewed the Ilari as mystical beings, keepers of secret knowledge, but also possessions of status. To them this was the highest honor. To Marcus it felt wrong. He looked at Lyriel, so small she could have been mistaken for a doll, yet undeniably alive, aware, and intelligent. "I don't want a slave," Marcus said bluntly, breaking the ceremony's solemn air. "She's not an object." Gasps filled the plaza. The regent's composure cracked, but only slightly. "She is no slave, human soldier. She is a reward. She will serve you, and you will keep her safe. Such is the pact." Marcus looked again at Lyriel. Her gaze had softened, as though she were silently pleading for him to accept. Torn between refusing outright and avoiding offense that might reignite tensions, Marcus reluctantly bowed. "Then I'll protect her. But she serves no one." Part 1. The Reluctant Bond. Later, aboard his small transport ship, Marcus set Lyriel gently on the console. She stood barely 12 inches tall, but her presence filled the cabin. "You didn't want me," she said, her voice like the chiming of crystal. Marcus sighed. "I didn't want ownership of you. That's not how humans work." Her expression softened. "Among the Tyleri, my kind are treasures. They do not understand the difference between honor and chains." Marcus leaned back. "So why didn't you protest? Why agree to be given away?" Lyriel's eyes glimmered. "Because the regent was right. My kind are nearly gone. Cannot wander alone." "But you," she paused, tilting her head. "You looked at me as if I mattered, not as if I were a trinket." For the first time since the war ended, Marcus felt a weight shift inside him. Perhaps this strange, fragile being was not a burden but a companion he was meant to protect. Over the following weeks, Marcus and Lyriel traveled together. At first, it was awkward. He built her a small living space inside the ship's quarters, modifying a locker into a miniature chamber with custom furniture. Lyriel, though delicate, proved resourceful. She crafted luminous patterns in the air with her fingers, shaping light into maps and star charts. "You can do that?" Marcus asked one night as she wove glowing constellations above the cockpit. "The Ilari were born from starlight," she replied. "We carry fragments of it within us." Her magic or technology, Marcus wasn't sure, guided them to safe paths through war-torn sectors. She taught him about worlds he had never known, about ancient civilizations that rose and fell before humanity ever reached the stars. Slowly, Marcus stopped seeing her as tiny or alien. She was simply Lyriel, sharp-minded, sometimes mischievous, occasionally stubborn, but always fascinating. Part 2. The Shadow Returns. Their peace was shattered one night by a distress signal. A colony ship carrying human refugees was under attack, not by the Kraith, who were thought destroyed, but by raiders armed with stolen Kraith biotech. Marcus set a course immediately. I can't ignore this. Lyriel placed a glowing hand on his wrist. These raiders are not ordinary foes. They wield the Brood's remnants. Your weapons may not be enough. Then we'll improvise, Marcus said grimly. When they arrived, the sight chilled him. The raider ships bristled with organic plating, their hulls pulsing as if alive. They tore into the colony vessel like predators. Marcus piloted his ship into the fray, cannons blazing. Lyriel stood on the console, her eyes blazing violet. She extended her arms, and arcs of radiant energy leapt from her body, disrupting the raiders' living armor. For every ship Marcus blasted apart, Lyriel crippled another with her starlight. But the enemy was relentless. A massive raider flagship latched onto the colony vessel, preparing to board. We have to cut them off, Marcus said. Take me closer, Lyriel urged. I can sever their link. You'll be killed. Her tiny face hardened. If they succeed, thousands will die. I was given to you as a reward, but this is my choice. Marcus's chest tightened. He had sworn to protect her. Now she was asking him to risk everything. He dove the ship between the colony vessel and the raider flagship. Lyriel stood at the viewport, glowing so brightly she seemed aflame. She raised both hands, and a surge of star-forged energy erupted outward. The raider flagship convulsed, its organic plating tearing apart. With one final blast from Marcus's cannons, the monstrosity exploded, scattering flaming debris into the void. The remaining raiders fled. The colony ship's grateful captain hailed Marcus, but he barely heard the words. He was too busy catching Lyriel as she collapsed, her light dimming. Part 3. The Heart of the Starlight. 4 days. Lyriel hovered between life and death. Marcus tended to her, whispering words she might never hear. You're not a reward, he told her softly. You're my friend, my partner. I need you. At last, her violet eyes fluttered open. You kept me safe, she whispered. You saved everyone, Marcus said. Lyriel smiled faintly. The Ilari always believed our light was meant to guide others. Perhaps that is why I still exist. But peace did not last. The destruction of the raider flagship had awakened something worse. A surviving Kraith brood mother hidden in deep space. The raiders had been her pawns. Now she hungered for vengeance. The warnings came too late. Marcus's ship was ambushed near a barren moon, swarmed by Kraith spawn. His weapons were overwhelmed, his shields failing. We can't win this one, Marcus said through clenched teeth. Lyriel stepped forward, her body glowing brighter than ever. Then I will do what only an Ilari can. Before Marcus could stop her, she ascended into the air, her light expanding until she filled the entire cockpit. Lyriel, he shouted. Her voice echoed inside his mind. You gave me freedom, Marcus Hale. Now I give you hope.